everyone, this is Maki. Episode 8 of GQuuuuuuX will be released soon. This time, we are focusing on a key character Challia. His words and actions contain hidden clues about the story. You also notice that many of his actions reflect one of the show's major themes. GQuuuuuuX revolves around the concept of the real and the fake. Director Mr. Kycilia Maki has mentioned this theme in interviews and other places. Another important theme is lies. This ties directly into war in the pocket. I've discussed this topic on my show before. War in the Pocket is a beloved work for both Tsurumaki and writer Hideaki Anno, who also contributed to GQuuuuuuX. Did you notice? The hamburger shop that appears in episode 7 is the same one from War in the Pocket. The theme of lies that appeared in that story shows up again and again in GQuuuuuuX. Before we get into today's topic, I have a quick announcement. On my channel, we are inviting viewers to support us through memberships. For just 99 cents a month, you'll receive a custom badge and special stamps for commenting. Now, let's dive into the analysis. In episode 7, the Psycho Gundam rampaged through the space colony. Just before the battle began, Gates, Kappa, and the Pomeranians revealed that the starting point for the crown battle had suddenly changed. Gates even used the term leaked intel. This implies that the information did not come from the Earth's Federation forces, but rather from an outside collaborator. In episode 6, Bascom said something like there are people in Zeon who oppose the Zabi family's rule. This suggests there's a traitor within the Zeon forces, someone helping Bask and Gates. Who could it be? Let's take a closer look at the conversation between Challia and Sims. Sims says Kycilia's secret meeting wasn't even reported to Supreme Command. The commander-in-chief of the Zeon military is Garen Zobi. If Garen's inner circle didn't know about Kycilia's secret meeting, then only a handful of people knew about it. Aside from Challia, who else would be aware of it? Sims clearly knows she seems to act as Challia's aide or close associate. There's also the male agent who contacted Ixabi. Since Ixabi was monitoring Challia under Kycilia's orders, it's reasonable to assume that Ixabi was also informed of the secret meeting. Therefore, someone among them probably betrayed Zeon and leaked information to Bask. Of course, it's still possible that the traitor is a character who hasn't appeared yet. However, there are only 4 episodes left. Episode 8 is supposed to focus on past wars. Would the audience really enjoy that kind of twist if they suddenly introduced an entirely new character and revealed he was the mastermind? That said, they could use a character from 0079 or Zeta Gundam. In that case, there would be a new character in the world of GQuuuuuuX, but a familiar face for long-time fans. What do you think? Personally, I find the idea that Challia was leaking intel to the Earth's Federation forces compelling. Now, let's take a closer look at the lie surrounding Challia. Focus on his conversation with Kycilia in the final scene of episode 7. Kycilia tells him with this, your mission in Site 6 is complete. She says mission, not accident. Do you remember why Challia deployed the battleship Sodon to Site 6? Supposedly, it was to protest and intimidate the authorities in order to retrieve Ixabi, who had been arrested by the military police. However, the real reason is revealed in the final scene of episode 7. The battleship was to serve as Kycilia's escort. Thus, the lie behind Challia's earlier actions is exposed. Kycilia was on a top-secret mission that not even Supreme Command had been informed about. She only had a young man with her as a bodyguard and entered the space colony, disguised as a civilian. Preparing the battleship Sudan as an escort was therefore perfectly logical. Thanks to Challia and the Sudan, Kycilia's life was saved. After observing all this, Kycilia concludes it seems Challia doesn't intend to oppose me. But did you catch it? As I've mentioned several times, even Supreme Command didn't know about Kycilia's actions. That line came from Sims. Now, think back to the scene in which Ixabi is attacked by the military police in Site 6. Challia says let's ask Supreme Commander Giran's secret service to take care of the corpses. That's right! Giran was already aware of Kycilia's movements thanks to Challia Bull's reports. Therefore, the claim that Supreme Command was unaware of Kycilia's secret meeting is a lie. When we talk about someone leaking information to the enemy, doesn't that remind you of something? Exactly, it brings to mind the person who leaked information to Bascom. What do you think? Do you think Challia leaked information to the Earth's Federation forces? Or do you think the traitor is someone who hasn't appeared in the story yet? We've uncovered yet another one of Challia's lies. Challia and the battleship Sudan arrived at Site 6 on a mission to search for Red Gundam. However, by the end of episode 7, we learned that their real mission was to escort Kycilia to a secret meeting. This means that the Red Gundam search mission was also a lie. It's undeniably convenient for Challia that the Red Gundam appeared right at that moment. In an interview, Mr. Tsurumaki commented whether the Red Gundam is real or not is also important. It's unclear if he was referring to the Red Gundam from episode 1. So, what exactly is the Red Gundam? Is it the same one that Shuji pilots? In Zeta Gundam, there's a tactic where two mobile suits are used to trick the enemy into thinking there's only one. The plan is to trick the enemy into thinking that they are acting alone and then attack with two mobile suits. In that scene, the mobile suits involved are red. Is this just a coincidence? At this point, we simply don't know. Lastly, let's examine how Challia Bull obtained specific information about the pilot of the GQuuuuuuX. As a new type, he can sense the presence of other new types. He can also detect cyber new types who are similar to new types. This was evident in episode 7 during the battle with the Psycho Gundam. Challia was the only one who knew there were two pilots in the GQuuuuuuX. He clearly says too during a conversation with Anki, who reacts with a puzzled expression. Using Challia's words as a clue, Anki correctly predicted that Machu would steal the money from the safe. Ixabi didn't seem to know that there were two pilots. In fact, when she talks with Machu at the station locker, she realizes that he isn't the pilot of GQuuuuuuX. And that's not all. Even though Ixabi and Machu are both new types, they don't recognize each other as such. Although we see the lightning effect on their foreheads, the visual cue that someone is a new type, they don't sense each other's abilities. Strange, isn't it? As of now, we don't have a clear explanation for this oddity. At the end of episode 7, Ixabi protects Nier on a new type and tries to recruit her into Zeon. Meanwhile, Challia Bull protects Machu. Previously, on the day that Ixabi acted alone and came into contact with Machu, Challia had given him permission to act alone. Could this be part of Challa's plan to make Kycilia believe that Machu isn't the pilot of GQuuuuuuX? When Challia watches Machu's clan battle match, he looks intrigued and asks, "Who is this pilot?" It's as if he's intentionally keeping Machu close, someone he finds interesting, while handing off near someone he doesn't care about to Kycilia, who walks directly under Kycilia. Could this be yet another one of Challia's rules, lies? I'm really looking forward to episode 8. If you rewatch the story so far, focusing on Challia's rules, wars, and deceptions, you might discover something new. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. See you on the next episode.